Good morning, guys. So I'm just waiting for a few more people to join in, and then we'll go ahead and get started on the watch list. So far, pretty big drop there on SPY after the CPI numbers are out. So pretty bearish looking so far in pre-market. But yeah, guys, I'm just going to give it about 2 more minutes, and then we'll get started. Alright, guys, I'm going to go ahead now and get started on the pre-market watch list. So as you guys can see on my main screen, this is pretty much all the main watches for now. We do have a decent gap on LASE. This was actually one that we've been watching for the last few days. We had that first move it made with that gap when it was kind of choppier, pulled back, and we're getting a really nice gap up this morning. So this is probably going to be the main focus for me, along with SPY in the overall market. I'm going to be focused on LACE. We do have a few other gappers as well. FNHC, WKEY, I'll be watching as well. And a few main watches from yesterday as well. IMUX had a really nice breakout in the after hours. And I'm still watching PEGY as well. So that's basically the main watch this morning. Just really quickly, I am going to go over the watch list that I made last night. And then we can go ahead and go over the rest of the gappers. Alright, so the first one on my watch list was actually PEGY. So we'll go ahead and go over this. We've been pretty long biased on this whole run up. Once it reclaimed above 4s, I had on our watch list to look for longs. Basically above 420 to 440 here. And then 480 to 5. So really nice move. We did get a little extended yesterday, and we are starting to pull back a bit. So we'll take a look at this daily. I did note this $8 level was kind of a big level, which we got pretty close to there. All the way to 760s. And we have a lot of support towards 5 and 6. So for me to be long biased on PEGY at this point, what I would want to see is this 680 turn into solid support. So if we can kind of trap shorts and then pop back over that 680 level, that was also kind of the VWAP from this day right here, this purple line. So I would need to see that level reclaim to be long biased. If we just kind of pop and reject and then stay heavy today, we can potentially look for the short to fade this back down to maybe, the 580 is kind of a big level. And then we have the low fives that has a lot of support. So if it does stay heavy, I'm open to both sides. We could potentially see this pull back further, or if it ends up trapping again, we can keep an open bias. So that's kind of what I'm looking for on PEGY for now. We have APDN as well. So I was actually hoping that this one would spike up to the threes for a short yesterday. You can see that we do have some resistance right here in the threes, 350, 330s, 340s is kind of a big level right here. And then obviously the fours. So I was hoping that we would get a bigger extension to the threes, but it just ended up being really choppy, pulled back. In the after hours, we did get a little push, and then now we're getting this big rejection. So that's kind of unfortunate on APDN. It didn't set up for me during the market hours, but yeah, we're probably going to see this one just start to fade lower potentially. IMUX. So we had a nice breakout in the after hours, all the way up to almost 12, 1150s. So I do have an open bias for now on this one. If we can hold 10 and then start to reclaim above 1050, I'll definitely keep an open bias on IMUX. But yeah, for me to be long biased, it would have to be holding above that 1050 level with really solid support. If it's not over that level, then I'm not interested on the long side. I feel like it could just reject 1050 and then, start to break down lower, start to fade lower towards 9 and those levels from yesterday. So this is another one where I'm open to both sides. When I look at the daily, I feel like, this is a daily that could break out higher, but at the same time, it made a pretty big move. So this is another one I'll be patient on. I'll wait till after the open and let it set up. If it stays heavy under 1050s, we can potentially look for a short to fade it back down. But if 1050 reclaims, keep an open bias. So those were the main ones on my watch list last night. We do have the secondary list that has MMTLP. This is actually an OTC. We've been seeing more OTC stocks starting to run lately, which is good to see. I don't really trade these too much, but I definitely want to focus on these type of plays a little bit more often. We had one recently that was pretty nice, GTII. This one ended up breaking out all the way from basically $1 to $9 in basically like 6 days, 7 days. It happened pretty quickly. So that was an OTC stock similar to this MMTLP move that we're seeing. So if I had to guess today, we're probably going to see a push at the open. I'll definitely keep an eye on that one. MMAT was another one that I was watching yesterday. I actually went long at like under $1 right here, and I scalped it. My target was 120s, but it was just really grinding really slow, and I didn't have the patience, and it happened after hours. So I ended up just catching a small move there yesterday, and then leaving it alone. But I do want to keep an eye on it in case it breaks out higher. FNGR is another one to watch. We had this big consolidation for the last week or so, but we're finally starting to break out of this upper trend line or flag. I'm definitely keeping an open bias. That 850 was kind of the key level for me on FNGR, and it did hold that 850 level in the afternoon yesterday pretty well. So I would say as long as we're holding above 9 at this point, we can definitely keep an open bias for now on FNGR. Hopefully that one gets some decent volume and stays in play. WNW is another one I'm watching in case it starts to grind up or get bigger volume. Alright, so that was pretty much everything from the watch list that I made last night. Let's go ahead and go over the gappers one more time. TTOO is a reverse split, so we can keep an eye on that. LASE, I kind of went over this one. So with LASE, there's really no chart history. All we have is this big day right here when we opened from its IPO. So there was a high of 550. There wasn't really a lot of volume that was even traded on this day. Only 7 million compared to this day where we did 69 million and yesterday 9 million. So there was probably a lot of volume trapped, in the threes. So once we got this gap up, basically just squeezed out all those shorts. Solid move so far. If it stays heavy under this 415 level, I'll consider a short. We'll have to see how it reacts towards the open or after the open. I'll consider a short if it stays heavy to fade this back down to 350s. But if it feels pretty strong at the open and it starts to reclaim above this like 415 level and that holds a solid support, then I'm gonna be patient, and then also I'll keep an open bias to see if it wants to break out higher. Basically, I'm open to both sides on this one for now. Let me take a look at some of the stuff in the filings. Lace is a lower float, I believe around 3 or 4 million as well. I don't see really any dilution or anything like that, but it is a brand new stock. Yeah, there's really not many gappers at all. I think a lot of people are going to be focused on the overall market today with the CPI numbers being out now. We might actually have some bigger range and volatility today, hopefully. We certainly did so far in pre-market. Alright, so just a few more things to go over. I'll just quickly go over SPY. So I've been talking about this key support, basically 361 in the past. We've basically just been chopping over and under and over and under this 361 level, which was pretty key, 360. And then we had this 355, 356, which was a very big support level as well that we've been trading around really the last few days. So as you guys know, I didn't live stream yesterday, but I did the day before that. It was a bit choppy yesterday. I ended up just break even. I think I got puts, scalped some, cut the rest. I flipped to calls, ended up selling some, and then cutting the rest. I just couldn't get any follow through to the downside, couldn't get any follow through to the upside. But I didn't overtrade it. I left it alone. I gave it a shot on both sides. So I'm really happy with how I managed SPY yesterday. Obviously we have this huge gap down now. So it's gonna be a little bit difficult for me to be buying puts off the open, just because we had a pretty big gap down. But at the same time, we broke this major support level. Let's go ahead and go back to over here when we were actually trading in the 350s and 340s. So I would say the next big level is probably going to be this 342. Right now we're at 350, broke under 348s. So we're basically, so far we bottomed out right here, 348. But yeah, when I look at the daily, it just doesn't seem like the most, like, significant level. 348. So yeah, I feel like we might have room to pull back to the 340s. I mean, either way, if you just zoom out on SPY, this chart looks extremely bearish. I mean, every pop has been sold into. So it really wouldn't be too crazy to say that, you know, maybe SPY could fade all the way down to the low 300s within a few weeks, maybe. It just seems like there's a lot of room to fade back down. But we'll see. We'll just have to take it one day at a time on SPY. That's really all you can do. So for SPY, I'm hoping that we can get a little bounce off the open, but overall, I'm short biased on the overall market. Tesla also got a gap down with SPY. It broke under that previous low. So we'll have to see how Tesla reacts off the open as well. It's definitely going to be an interesting day. We have just about 4 minutes until the market opens. Also, for those that are not in the private Discord room, if you do enjoy my live commentary and watch lists, and you're interested in getting that every day, we actually have a link in the description for our website for those that are interested in joining the private Discord. You guys can go check that out and sign up on our website. If you guys also have any questions, we do have a free public Discord room where you guys can join that public Discord. You can send me a message if you ever have any questions, and I will get back to you guys pretty quickly. Let me go ahead and pull up the YouTube comments as well. If you guys have any questions, you know, feel free to type it in the YouTube comments as well. I am reading and answering all those comments. So I'll leave the stream up for probably like 30 minutes to an hour this morning, and then I am going to switch over to the private Discord room. Yeah, Richard Aaron, good morning. Happy Thursday. He was asking, what do you think of FNGR? So let me go ahead and pull that one up. Okay, so yeah, I did go over this one. I do like that we broke above that flag. So I definitely have an open bias. I would need to see a lot of support above 9 though, so we'll see kind of how it reacts. But I feel like it's definitely going to need to pick up some volume, so we'll see kind of how it reacts towards the open. I am a little bit more long biased though, as long as we're holding above that $9 level and the volume starts to pick up. But we'll just have to wait and see after the open. Alright, we have about 1 minute until the market opens, so I really got to zone in here. Someone asked, hi, where did you buy IMUX? So I did not buy that one. I traded other names yesterday. I didn't trade that one specifically. Anyways, SPY is pretty heavy so far, but no real confirmation. So I'm just waiting. LASE, I'm kind of hoping this doesn't die off. So hopefully this 420 level can reclaim or hold a solid support here. We are getting a test of 420s. WKEY is also starting to push above VWAP a little bit. So SPY is so far just kind of stalled out here. I'm tempted to buy puts if this pre-market low drops or breaks under, but I'm also pretty skeptical after this big gap down. It's kind of tough call here. Tesla ended up breaking under that support as well. Still watching Lace pretty closely here to see how this 420 reacts. So we're getting close to the pre-market high. Let's see if we can break out on Lace. We need some more volume here. Nice on Lace. Let's see if we can get a little bit of a bigger move here. I'm hoping for 450s, 460s, 470s hopefully on Lace. IMUX is fading pretty nicely. SPY just trading sideways. It looks a little bit heavy on SPY. It might try to break that support, but I'm just waiting for now still. I'm in a pretty nice position on Lace at the moment, so I'm just trying to ride that one out. If I can just get one more decent breakout on Lace, I'll be pretty happy with the trade. I was risking off that 420 level that I mentioned, but it feels like it's having a little bit of trouble here. So we have that pre-market high at basically 437. So we really do want to see this 437 level hold and then hopefully break out higher. DWAC on scans. Nice little spike there. So far we did hold that support on SPY. There goes DWAC. Really nice push to 20. So yeah, Lace was feeling pretty heavy there, stalling out. I would just be cautious at this point. So far, I'm just small green so far on LASE. I scalped this move here. I was trying to hold for a bigger move, but it broke under that pre-market high, so I ended up just ditching the rest. I can always get back in if it pulls back here and then sets up for a long again. But we'll give it a few more minutes. We'll see how this 420 reacts. It still could try to reclaim and break out again. But if it stays heavy under 440, I would be cautious. DWAC is actually halted to the upside. PHUN is on the scans as well. PHUN. Also MMAT, which was one that I did have on our watch list. MMAT. When it comes to MMAT, if this gets really extended later on, I'll definitely be interested in a short, especially towards like $2 or higher. I'll definitely be interested in a short on MMAT if it basically goes parabolic or does something crazy. PHUN as well. I'll definitely be interested in the short on this one. I've shorted this stock many times in the past on a lot of these spikes. That one also has a lot of resistance towards 2 and higher. So the higher the better, obviously. I would be really interested in that one as well. I still have an open bias on Lace. I'm watching it pretty closely. PHUN so far made a pretty nice move. So far, nice little bounce on SPY. I'm glad I didn't get puts or anything. It just didn't feel really like there was any panic. But we'll have to wait and see how this reacts once we do get a bounce. Because basically every bounce the past few days has ended up closing pretty weak. So I kind of wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing happen here. We also have DWAC W, which is kind of running with DWAC, but it's a lot cheaper. Probably has a spread though, and probably not that much volume. Yeah, there's not really too much volume. So far, Lace is just pretty choppy. Rejected that 440 a few times, so definitely not going to go long. Just going to avoid it for now. PT was also on the scans. That was one that I mentioned in pre-market. Kind of a slower morning though so far. It's definitely been a slower week for me. There's been a few really good opportunities, but overall, last week was a lot more exciting for me. There's definitely been some really good opportunities though this week as well, especially on PEGY and that IMUX. Lace broke under that 420 support. I really would have preferred like a parabolic move or just a bigger breakout to get short later on rather than just being stuck in this price channel and then fading. I suppose there's probably a lot of people risking off of that 445 area, 440s even at this point. So I am leaning towards the short side on Lace right now, but at the same time, this type of stock can be pretty choppy and trappy. But definitely looking on the weaker side at the moment. Trying to scan and see if there's anything else, but there's really not that much that I'm even watching at the moment besides what you guys already see. Our other top moderator just nailed that trade on DWAC. Really nice job there. So if you guys are in the private Discord room, you do get our other moderators' commentary in real time as well. But this was our other top moderators trade, Star. Really good job. He basically caught this breakout and sold at the top. Saved a little piece in case it went higher, but cut it break even. But a really solid trade on DWAC there. PEGY starting to push up a little bit. Remember that I mentioned that the key level was basically the 675 to 680 from yesterday. So we're kind of testing that area. We'll see if we can pop over that and then hold that level as support. If that happens, you definitely want to keep an open bias on PEGY. But we'll give that one some more time and see what happens. PHUN just ended up fading and didn't really give that bigger push that I wanted. We might get a push on MMAT though. I still have my eyes on that one. All right, so we got something else on radar now. REV. Is this halted? Yeah, it is halted to the upside. REV should open though in a minute if it's a 5-minute halt. Alright guys, so I am going to go ahead and switch over to the private Discord room. So if you guys are members, obviously, of the private Discord, you can go ahead and go to the voice channel there, and you'll see my screen share in a minute. Hopefully this commentary and watch list kind of helped you guys out going into the open. I'll be doing another one tomorrow morning, so hopefully you guys can tune in. And for those that are interested in getting this commentary, the watch lists each day, the live scans, and everything that's included, you guys can go check out our website. We have a link in the description if you guys want to sign up for that. And like I said earlier, if you have any questions, just join the free public Discord. And you guys can send me messages and I'll get back to you as fast as I can. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow morning, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.